What is life? Life is a journey. What is the meaning of life? Your life. All of us have passions and dreams. Have you tried achieving it? Life is an unpredictable journey, destination unknown. But in that journey, you meet lot of people, you meet lot of decisions, you meet lot of difficulties. So in this journey of life, each one of us have a way, an itinerary, which is always different from each other. But the most important one is the ones where you learn lessons, which you treasure. So all these experiences come together to form a map, and it forms a web of experiences. Life has many challenges also. These challenges become the checkposts. Sometimes it will slow you down, sometimes it will quicken. Ultimately, the most important journey is the one which you have reached your final destination. Nadia Comaneci has said, enjoy the journey and do it better every day. Don't give up on your passions and love what you do. My journey began as a 16-year-old. And as a 16-year-old, for me, learning never stopped. I was always a student. I was curious to learn every time something new. And the place where I stand now is the result of the choices I made and the opportunities I got. You would say, what is a good beginning? What is a good start? Let me tell you my story. Growing up, I was not a confident and self-assured person. I had a lot of phobias and fears, and half my childhood was spent battling them. But I always had a great knack for creativity, and I was very fond of writing and painting. Like any other student or child, I thought that when I had to face my life growing up, I would always choose art as a career. But it was not to be. My parents said that it was not a secure career option. And most important, they said that if you have talent, it will remain with you all your life. But you should study when the time is right. So I chose to do my bachelor's in microbiology. I did a master's in English literature. And because I loved writing, I also did my postgraduate diploma in journalism. And after that, I wrote my civil service exams. And I cleared it. And I went on to work in the Post and Telecom Accounts and Finance Service and retired as a financial advisor to the Government of India, which is also now known as Telecom Commission. But all these 36 years when I was working, I held the passion for drawing, painting, writing close to my heart. I never let that flame die because ultimately that was what was my true nature like. This very passion also came to save me. I never let it go, and it also never let me go, because during those hectic and tension-filled periods in my career, my painting came to help me, to save me. Every time, after a hard day's work, I came home. I took the brush, the paint, or pencil, or whatever came to hand, and let my emotions, my thoughts flow onto it with deep colors, with not only doodling, but something that was inside me had to come out because I was that tense. Towards the end, I could face myself and face another day because my painting and my writing became my stress buster. It became my therapy. And I'm always glad that at the end of the day, I always had my painting and writing with me to calm me down. After this career, the place I came to realize that I am not only the expression, but also the sum total of the choices I made. And how I chose, because the power of choice is always with me, is always with you. No one can take it from you. how you execute it, exercise it, always determines the outcome. After my retirement, I started from the scratch. When I say literally I started from the scratch, I wanted to do better in my painting. I'm a self-taught artist. But one thing I realized during the course of my paintings and all was that I should learn techniques, because that is very important. Whatever career you choose, the basic techniques is something that you must learn, because it is very important. It will only make you a better writer or painter or musician or whatever you are hoping to. And I sat and went to an artist studio and sat with 5-year-old and 18-year-old kids. And my drawing and painting sir was somebody who was half my age. But I learned from them. And I learned an important value called humility. Because as you learn, even a 5-year-old child can teach you something. I wanted to improve my writing. I came all my career from a finance background. So I had to learn creative writing. I did a course online. I belong to a generation which is not technically savvy. But at the same time, I wanted to learn also online, because I cannot go for long distance 2-year courses and all on creative writing. I started from the scratch and learned how to handle a computer. The decision which I took to learn in my own way, without letting go of my passion, made all the difference. I was able to attain my childhood goal of holding an exhibition in Jahangir Art Gallery. The joy I felt and the happiness it gave is indescribable, because this is something better than any salary or any achievement which you can get, because it is your own, it comes from inside you. Nobody can take it away from you, only you can enjoy what you do. That was one of the highlights of my career, not my ICS, not my anything else. Choices are what makes you the person you are. And the alternative path which you took is very important. Obedience or rebellion, which one would you choose? Both are two sides of the same coin. I have always wondered, where would I be if I had rebelled and chosen the path of my passion? What would I be doing when I have taken that alternate path because I liked it so much without listening to what my parents said? But at the end of the day, I have got the benefit from both, because I held on to what I loved, because I knew only I can do it, others cannot do it for me. After this retirement and holding an exhibition, I again was always, as I said earlier, battling my various phobias and fears. But every time, because for me learning never stops, whether I'm 16 or 60, I'm always curious and always wanting to learn something new. I will always remember the words of Viktor Frankl, who is a Holocaust survivor and a philosopher. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power to choose your response. In that response lies your growth and freedom, which shows that the beginning and the end is very important, because that space gives you enough freedom not only to choose, but also to know what you are and whom you want to be. My choice or my freedom, power to choose my response, led me to freedom from my fears. I had fear of flying, as you call phobia of flight. For 25 years, I could not fly. And for my career, that was a big burden. It was a baggage I carried. What was it that I dreaded? Was it getting trapped inside a plane with no means of escape? Or was I frightened of death? But one thing I always kept on asking myself, what is that I feared, but the same answer also came from within me. What has to happen will happen. but my present is more important than my future. And in the course of it, I started believing it because I kept on saying it to myself. And over a period of time, I was able to fly calmly. The voice of these demons have not been overwhelmed me. They are still there, but I'm able to control them. And now I fly freely. I travel to countries and continents, and I have fulfilled one of my bucket list of being a traveler, which I couldn't do earlier. And this was possible only because of my power to choose my response. In trying to overcome my fears, I also learned another important lesson. I became a good individual. I grew up as a person. I not only grew up as a more passionate person, but also I grew up as a wiser person and a more daring individual who was not frightened to try out new things. But you must know, between wisdom and passion can also lead to peril, because you have to be careful between both. Because sometimes wisdom can talk with experience and zeal with the tongue of youth. The other lesson which you will learn is that as you grow as an individual, if you have an alternate path, don't forget to try it out. As they said, seek and thou shalt find. So also, as Robert Frost said, there is always another path you have less traveled. In life, as we go along, we have got dreams and we have got ambitions. But how many of us have really tried to achieve it? Not the way we are going, but in another way. I think it is something which you should try out, because that will lead you to your success and your destination. The other important thing I wanted to say is decisions always have an inherent power and energy. Your dreams and your passions are precious. Hold on to them tightly, because they will never fail you. Only when you, to realize it, only when you practice it, when you go and seeking, it is not winning or losing that is most important. It is the journey itself which becomes very important, because it gives you self-satisfaction that you tried. And nurture your dream, because it will take you to your destinations, which will surprise you every time. If you have the will to and the want to achieve, you will never let it go. So, fuel your dreams with your desire, and it will overcome every hurdle. If you have a hobby, do it. If you have a side hobby or anything, whatever it means, but you like it, don't wait to see what others are going to say. Go and do it, because it is your self-fulfillment. That's part of you. It's part of your soul, your personality. So I would like to say, challenge your anxieties and take that one little decision that can rewrite your story. Do what you love and dare to choose the alternate choice. I would conclude by saying that there are 4 Ds. One is dream. The second is desire. Second is decision. And the fourth one is do it without fear. Thank you.